Whitebeard's death was impactful because it was hard as fuck.
I was about to say, and
It
because
was clean.
because
it was showing you what a Yonko was, nigga.
Yeah.
On his deathbed.
Yeah.
I got cancer. I'm walking around with an oxygen tank, but y'all got my little nigga. So what's
Right, so
cracking?
he's spinning. Yeah.
I'm spinning, and no question. A big homie, he charging up another Raikiri, bro. That's your ass.
TOPH versus AZULA.
I think I would take AZULA.
Over Toph?
I think so.
Boy, you out your ass. On my grandma.
Fade Rother. He's psychotic.
そうだな。そうかもな。
It looked like I put cranberry in a vodka shot,
Nigga.
He ran that shit.
Welcome to Atlanta
Shout
Podcast.
out Paris, Texas.
Shout out Paris, Texas. I am your host, Fade. These are my two older brothers.
I just got a fan.
I mean, I would say let's look at the topics, but have y'all watched One Piece? Dude.
Yeah.
I'll let one of y'all go.
And now we not a week behind.
Ooh.
Just watch this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Rock out in
man.
this bit, man.
I got this.
Just watch this motherfucker.
Yeah, I'll let one of y'all go. Y'all got it.
Where to start, man? Where to start? Yeah. What, Sanji? I don't even know where to get started. Saturn.
I feel like we gotta get started there, low key. What the fuck is that?
What is he? What is he on?
Nigga, what is he? That's
Spider.
a spider bull?
I was about to say clearly.
got horns.
Clearly, let's analyze it just step by step. Clearly, it's the devil fruit.
Okay.
It's an awakened devil fruit because
Off
he got
the
the
rip.
same.
Yes.
He got the same glow that Luffy got. The same glow
Which do you-
around him that
Question for both
Rob
y'all.
Lucci got.
Do y'all fuck with that more, the fact that he pulled up awakened already? Not on bullshit? Or would you rather
Yes.
have had him?
No, because that.
I do.
What I was saying before too. That's the whole reason he's there.
Yeah.
He's there because we've been trying to get this done, and I done sent people to get this done. We got people on the inside can't get it done.
Yeah.
I sent Kizaru to the island, right? He ain't getting it done, or at least not as quick as he wanted.
No, he just got put in the building.
Right. So it's like, cool. I don't have we're not playing games. So yeah, no. This is exactly what I wanted to see.
He looked up and saw that nigga. He said, Nika.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, he about to kill that nigga.
There's
He about to try to
no.
kill this
Yeah, the
nigga.
flashback.
Yeah, he's there. He's there to do exactly what he's supposed to do.
We were asking while we were watching the episode, how old they are, the five elders. What if they were alive? What if they've been alive since the original Nika?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Have to.
But yeah.
Yeah, bro, that nigga said if you are below the rank of Commodore, you can't even look at this nigga.
Yeah, they know some shit.
That's fucking crazy.
And I think they have a hand in the Void years too.
for sure.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
For
Oh, yeah.
sure. It ain't just
Hand in
Emu.
that, too.
It ain't just Emu.
So yeah, they've had to been alive for a long time.
That's fucking crazy. They got their presence under wraps. You can't even know what they look like. Fuck.
Yeah, so I figured Emu's like a god-like being.
It's getting
wonder-
more and more there for me.
I wonder if they got similar fruits like Nika. If they're just all on that type of
Like
level.
God-type
That-
characters.
They're just
Yeah.
God-type characters.
So then maybe their devil fruits are the same, and maybe Nika is
a lost one?
not a lost one, but he is the anti of them. Like he went against them and how they were supposed to be. Like
It
maybe,
wouldn't-
maybe they're connected in some way like that, which is why they tried to suppress that because it's just like
the rogue,
yeah,
rogue
it's,
brother, the
or
rogue, yeah,
or from
It would embody the joy aspect of it and the freedom.
or just to tie it to some shit that actually happened in One Piece with Alabasta and how that kingdom's lineage was, and the whole reason that Cobra told Sabo what he did. So it's already in line that somebody can branch off from the Celestials and they want to suppress it.
Yeah.
So he probably branched off from them as the initial sort of people, and they want to suppress that too.
Again, it just goes into the same age-old thing you can continue to say about One Piece. We're 1,000 episodes in, 20 years in, and we literally know nothing. We're still like...
This was a conversation me and him had like a year or two ago. I think right around the time Wano was in it or something like that. And it was like, genuinely, there's like 500 episodes left in this show.
At least. Probably another 3. Like, talking to Maya about watching One Piece, and she was like, I don't think I'll ever catch up. I said, nah, you got time. I said, if anybody thinks this show is ending in like 3 years, you out your ass.
Nope.
It's too much.
And then they go on hiatuses.
And
Maybe go
right.
on breaks.
And Oda himself has went the route of he's had multiple opportunities to cut this shit off already. You could have ended it at Wano.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have ended it. You could have. Well, no, Wano could have been an end.
Wano could have.
Wano
You opened the gates. The answer to Joy Boy could have been there. All that.
Wano
shit.
could have been an end. Yeah.
You really could have if you spun it a certain way. You could have had more admirals, but no. He continues to just Oda has gotten to the point where, or he's probably been at this point since way before, of I'm not cutting this shit short. I'm going to get all my thoughts out. He's probably of the mindset like a nigga who plays sports, whereas like LeBron. LeBron said it's not even like a record chasing thing for him. He just knows that he just doesn't want to go want to call it quits and know he still has gas in the tank. That's Oda.
I feel that.
Oda doesn't want to end it, and then 5 months go by, and he got a whole nother portion of the story he could have wrote better or whatever. That nigga Oda is like, nah, I'm getting this shit out. If it's the last thing I do, because that nigga be sick and having eye issues and shit.
Man.
There's still 300 to 500 episodes, I think.
Minimum.
That'd be the worst part if he mess around and get sick for real and can't go back, and then that just be the end.
Like
of the
Togashi.
Hunter.
Like Togashi.
Bro.
Hunter.
Bro.
Literally.
Even now, where it's like
That would suck.
even now where it was like there was all this talk, like maybe like a year ago, of how it was coming back and he was feeling better and all this.
Togashi?
Yeah, all this stuff, and then now it's like it's the same shit.
Yep. Rough.
Yeah.
So what we were talking about, which me and Jermaine decided we would save for the pod, with the current events going on, and we said it before we even watched the episode, in the aspect of, yes, you have the situation with Zoro and Lucci, but he's already proved a little bit into the fight he's stronger than that nigga. They're fighting and it's still competitive, but Zoro is the one up this time.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
Luffy, well, we didn't know how him and Kizaru would go, but we said he was gonna be out of energy at some point.
Yeah.
So how are we? The problem with this arc is there's two big dogs, bro. There's a big dog and then there's a bigger dog. That's really never been the case.
Yep.
So we were talking, and I said, and this is before, like I said, this is before we seen this nigga run out of energy just now. I said, what if that man pull up?
I wouldn't be mad at that
Shanks.
because they was already on their way out. They was
on
already
their way out.
leaving.
Yes.
Coming from where we supposed to be going.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so what he said, do you remember exactly what you said? Because I do. Go ahead.
I think if Shanks pulls up,
This shit got me hyped.
it's gonna be on some real demon time, because there's two ways to look at one of the most important, in my opinion, one of the most important pieces of the show, just information wise. When he walked into
The meeting with
Marie's
the
wife.
elders.
just by himself, they greeted this nigga and sat down.
Yes.
Right?
Only
one
because
of two
it's you.
things. One, Shanks is shiesty and tried to do some snake shit to Luffy or somebody.
Right.
He a shiesty nigga.
If you read the manga, bro, please relax.
Shiesty.
Please. Fuck.
Right.
They probably don't even know. They probably don't even know.
I don't know. Them niggas know something.
Or two, he told them niggas, stop fucking with this nigga. Leave him alone. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do.
I think it's the latter.
Hit this. He is this, right? He has this devil fruit. Cool. Leave him alone.
Not this one. Y'all can fuck with anybody else. Not my little.
And
nigga.
so now, y'all done pulled up on him. Cool. Now I gotta act up. now I gotta act up.
And I think it's the latter.
And now he pulled up on
that shit got me so hyped.
Did not tell you,
bro. Because what the fuck? What did this nigga say? He must have read the news report talking about this nigga was on Egghead, and he was like, the elders aren't going for this shit. And then they rallied everybody.
Low key, that's a solid point because they have continuously been showing the birds dropping shit off.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
That's a smart way to look at it.
And so it seemed like that man
I'm
could be
telling
on the
you.
way.
Because now granted, it was other people there and it was more at stake. But if you think about it, Shanks really pulled up at Marineford for Luffy and Luffy alone.
Yeah.
Like Whitebeard, he not gonna come save a rival Yonko.
nah,
You know what I mean? It was Luffy and Ace he pulled up for.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the age-old theory of what if he been knew he was Joy Boy, which he probably has known.
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably he's the one that had the devil fruit. Maybe going from the beginning of the show, you don't have that mindset of Shanks knows who he is. But then as you start to learn more about Shanks, even though we barely know anything, but you know what I'm saying. The more and more you learn about Shanks, the pedigree that this nigga has, the fear that he strikes in the niggas, the fact that he can walk in there and have a conversation with the 5 elders. Hey, I got something to say. Niggas don't even, we just found out from this last episode, niggas can't even look at them.
He sniped him.
He sniped him for looking at that nigga. He looked at him too long, off with your head.
Bro, I thought it was brains that jumped on the screen.
Nah,
It just turned around. I'm like, what show am I watching right now?
The fact that all that's the case and Shanks can walk in and sit them niggas down, and they was like, only because it's you.
Yeah.
You find all that out, ain't no fucking way he didn't know what that double fruit was. He
and
knew what that shit
and now
was.
that we know what we know, when you go back and you look at that scene of when Luffy ate the devil fruit, you saw how he freaked out.
That makes it
If that was a regular devil fruit, there would have been some like, nigga, what are you doing? But there wouldn't have been no.
The counter to that is, if you eat a devil fruit, you're throwing away your life because you can't go to sea no more. You want to be a pirate, and that you got to think if Shanks is the strongest pirate currently now. Maybe he's always felt that way about devil fruits because none of them niggas have it in his crew. Why would you want to be a pirate and you can't go in the sea in the water?
I don't think he would have reacted.
I know. I'm just saying, like, to counter that.
But yeah,
I agree with you. That it's no surprise. I definitely think Shanks knows. Ben knew. Find out he was on Roger's ship.
That also can lead to that option. Well, no, maybe he a shiesty nigga.
Maybe Shanks is a shiesty.
Maybe
nigga.
because he knows what Luffy is, that he's using him in some way.
Maybe
that's what I like to think.
Maybe he needs him for the One Piece.
That would be it.
He knows he needs him.
Maybe.
You know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because Roger. I don't know.
You know how crazy
Roger.
Okay.
Joy Boy always had a certain level of importance that I feel like was tied to Roger and tied to the One Piece.
Yeah.
Shanks know that. He got to know that.
Now look, I'm about to say something that might come as a surprise to niggas. I gotta sneeze. That was what I was gonna say.
Bless you.
Bless you.
This is more for you, and I might have to cut this out of the pod because niggas might kill us for you. What I'm about to say, James, bro, you have to watch Naruto. You have to. It's gotten to that point. You have to watch Naruto. You have to watch Shippuden. You have to watch Shippuden because you have to be able to. The fact that we can't have that debate here on what is better, who's better, like shit like that, because it's just me and you. You have to watch it, bro.
For that.
You have to.
They just sat through 1,100 episodes. I guess I could.
What I was going to say was, as a Naruto fan, as a Naruto GOAT holder, as a nigga with this shit tatted on me multiple times. Now, granted, I'm getting One Piece tatted on me too, but still. Naruto is the unquestioned GOAT for me. If it turns out that Shanks is shiesty and the final fight of One Piece is Luffy versus fucking Shanks after everything.
After everything.
For the One Piece. All the chips on the line. And they do it right.
They do it right.
I might have to give Naruto. I might have to pull that card.
I was gonna say if he's shiesty though, that's the key thing because they're pirates. They have their own crews.
To me,
they have their own motives.
Has to happen.
They have their own motives.
That's the only thing that could ever make One Piece better than Naruto for me. If they do that,
Like they get to the final island.
They have to.
Luffy realizes
it's Luffy versus Shanks for the One Piece.
Shanks got to take him out, but Luffy is reluctant because
And
he look up to him, and then it gets serious.
That's the only bro. That
If they do it like that, I agree.
fuck the greatest anime of all time. You talking about one of the greatest pieces of fiction ever, bro. Which it already is, but like you put it up there with like Star Wars and shit, bro. Like it got a whole weight in that conversation, even to niggas who don't watch anime. Like that's just one of the things because you know how many people have never seen Star Wars, but out of respect, they hold Star Wars to that level. Yeah, that's what One Piece would get up to. Cause nigga,
crazy.
Imagine,
Crazy.
especially and you find out Shanks was behind this and this and this and this.
Especially the way that it seems like he's always protecting him, right?
Yeah.
But instead of protecting him for the sake of love or whatever for himself, he's protecting him because I need him. Because I need him for whatever reason.
You know what it was? Like Snape told Dumbledore, "You raising that nigga like a pig for slaughter."
Crazy.
Yeah.
And what that nigga Dumbledore say? Don't tell me now you've grown to care for the boy.
Yeah. A little bit different, but yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit different, but
a lot of bit different if you think about it. But still, like the point is the same.
Yeah.
Like, to the fans, we would be Snape. we would be. What you been doing, Shanks? Shanks! What you been doing, cuz?
It's a real chance that nigga.
That would be.
It's a real chance.
That would be the greatest shit I've ever seen, bro. Yeah. And they do it right. Oh, that'd be the greatest shit I'd ever laid my eyes on. Unquestionably,
I would. Possibility.
I would.
To have called it would be even crazy. I'd reference this.
I would, bro. I would literally. And y'all know how I feel about Naruto. I would never even put Naruto in the same boat as One Piece if it did that. Respectfully.
Yeah.
And I was about to say, nigga, you know,
to hear him saying that. That's wild.
So somebody has to pull up. I guess just to tie back to what we was talking about.
Somebody got to pull up. We on JJK season 2 timing.
Yeah, no. It was,
somebody got to come through.
Because like we were talking about before, if everything went picture perfect and Kizaru got defeated and Rob Lucci got defeated, they're not defeating them easy.
Okay, no. Yeah.
Right? And even if they did, we'd really think they're going to stack up to an elder?
No.
There's no way.
Luffy, Zoro?
Luffy, Zoro. What?
If they could do that.
Fresh Luffy, Zoro plus Sanji? Maybe. Whoa, what's funny? What did I say that was funny? I didn't say anything that was funny.
Did you realize before this nigga summoned himself onto the island, he was the presence of the weather he created?
Yes.
This nigga brought the ocean to a standstill.
I hear you. This nigga shot a fire tornado that turned into dragons at Zoro, and he fucking cut through that shit like it was paper mache.
No, bro, didn't do a move yet.
What? I know.
Nigga didn't move.
I know.
The ocean stopped.
No. Stop.
These niggas gonna kill me on the internet. They already killed me for saying shit that makes sense. And now I said that. Oh my gosh. And what about it, nigga? Oh my mama. Speaking of that, let's go back a fucking episode. For all you niggas that was trying me, bro. What did we say? Why are niggas acting like Zoro can't box with an admiral?
Yeah. What? Or not even this episode.
Bro, this is the same awakened Lucci that clashed with Gear 5 Luffy.
Yeah.
And Zoro don't got the bandana on. So and I don't want to hear about how you feel about how strong he is. Fuck how you feel about how strong he is. Fuck how strong he actually is. You've been watching One Piece long enough to know if Zoro don't got that bandana on, he's not going all out.
Don't got the bandana on.
He ain't really done no named moves.
He ain't did no moves. He is striking with armament hockey.
Yeah.
But he ain't even using Conqueror's hockey.
He's chilling. He literally told that nigga, if this is all you got, y'all are fucked.
Just chilling.
He's chilling.
He said, bro, this nigga just won't learn.
That's exactly verbatim what he just said. Yes. He said he don't learn.
And you're trying to tell we said he'd still lose, but you're telling me he couldn't compete?
No, 100%.
Fuck out of here. I'm not about to. No.
100%.
Hell no.
100%.
That's why you just don't argue.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't even dignify that with a response.
Yeah, he can fight Kizaru for sure, but he win? No, he can't.
On the Kizaru tip, before we switch, I see niggas trying to say that the admirals are stronger than the Yonkos because Gear 4 Snake Man Luffy was striking Kizaru and Kizaru was blocking and didn't really look worried. And they were inserting clips of Gear 4 Snake Man Luffy hitting Kaido and connecting. And they were like, look at the difference. I'm like, y'all can't. We didn't watch the same. Like, niggas aren't serious with that comparison.
No, your argument's hold no weight.
What the fuck are
that's
niggas?
like,
what are
what are we
niggas
talking
chatting about?
First of all,
This is the shit that I don't understand. I understand that certain niggas give their life to the show and like will lock in. They'll watch other animes, but then they'll choose a specific show. They'll watch that show. They'll geek out about the show. They, like I said, we don't power scale. We just use logic, the shit we've seen. A little bit of power scale, but nothing crazy. Niggas is doing mathematics and a whole bunch of shit. And then you come at me telling me,
what's the argument? One Piece's world.
man, fucking One Piece's world is like a fucking nebula or something. Whatever the fuck niggas been talking about since I was in middle school, nigga.
Just chatting.
Shut the fuck up, please.
Yeah.
But my point is, you doing all that, calculating and yada yada yada. Do you really believe? You trying to compare a Gear 4 Snake Man and the blocking with Kizaru? What are you trying to get across? Because this nigga Kaido wasn't carrying an island after fighting wave after wave after wave of the top tiers in the verse?
And two different people too, because you got to think about Kaido. That's what he's looking for. He's searching to be bested.
Man,
How many times did Luffy hit him the first time they fought?
the first time they fought, he got hit into a fucking mountain.
No, how many times did Luffy hit Kaido is what I'm saying.
Oh,
A lot.
Yeah, he let him get them
a
hits
lot.
off,
That's
and then
my-
he hit him one
that's my
time.
point.
Didn't do
Yes.
anything.
Didn't do anything.
No, and that was you could say that was a weaker Luffy because that was before he learned Ryu and shit like that. But even then,
but-
like,
Kaido was still evolving in that fight. He literally went into a different form that we hadn't seen.
I was about to say, watch this. Since niggas want to chat that shit about trying to compare Kizaru and Kaido, Gear 5 Luffy wasn't enough to beat Kaido. That nigga had another form in his back pocket.
Luffy fought Kaido 3 times on the roof.
Yeah.
What are we chatting about?
Yeah.
Why is
And
this
then
even a fucking comparison?
and every time except for the very last moment, and even then, Momonosuke was fighting with him. He always fought with somebody. He never fought Kaido by himself.
The only Yonko I'm even entertaining that conversation with is Big Mom.
Of what?
The Admirals.
The Admirals being stronger than
Being stronger
Yonkos.
than the
Being
Yonkos.
stronger
Yeah,
than the
her.
Yonkos. Akainu, I've already said I think Akainu's like top 4, top 5. So that's different. He different.
Yeah.
I think him. He's probably the only one that I would say is on par with them.
Yeah.
I think Kizaru and even
That nigga Kuzan got put down by Garp. I'm not trying to hear it.
exactly
Yeah.
like they're a level below. They're in a realm. Like it's the same shit like with Zoro and Kizaru. If they fought a Emperor of the Sea, they could fuck with them.
They're not gonna get washed, but they're
I
gonna lose.
don't know if they could just beat them niggas.
No.
Like, you know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
think that they're stronger because or they wouldn't have had to make packs and
Yeah,
give
they wouldn't
them
have
reins
agreements.
to-
Exactly.
That's always been
Exactly,
like that.
yeah,
See, but
exactly.
that's what I'm talking about. Where we just use common sense.
Yeah.
If the Admirals were so much stronger than the Yonkos, if they were stronger at all, why would they let these niggas run around?
They would treat
Yeah.
them like regular pirates.
They'd be in jail.
Him them up.
Yeah,
Go
go get
get
that
'em.
nigga.
Or-
Don't just
go
let him
get 'em.
take over countries.
Just
What?
to double back to what you said about Shanks pulling up, saving Luffy, if they were stronger than them, all 3 of them were there when Shanks pulled up in Marineford.
Oh yeah.
And at
Didn't
that time, Whitebeard was Emperor of the Sea too.
Nigga.
So we could take both y'all out right now. Cool. Where y'all going?
Nigga,
Right? If
nigga.
they was really
If
stronger
you
than
really
them,
like that.
Nigga,
Hey,
damn,
come on,
Really
bro.
like that.
damn,
Come on, bro.
The show's over.
damn the captain.
The show is over.
I say it all the
Then-
time. Ben Beckman froze that nigga Kizaru.
Oh yeah, he said, "Oh
wanted
yeah,
no
oh,
static.
No.
He seen Ben Beckman. He said, "I'm cooling." Come on, bro. These niggas was competing with Marco, and I love Marco, but nigga,
Yeah, no.
I watched this nigga get kicked out of the sky by Marco,
No,
and you trying to talk to me about the Yonkos themselves? Stop.
No.
You just seen what happened with Kizaru. And
they're
you just
they're
smoked that
they're
nigga.
on par. They're on par. They're
Yeah.
in that sort of realm. I think Akainu is different. I think he's stronger than the current and even Kuzan. But I think the rest of them though is a little bit under. But they're stronger than them? No.
That shit. I seen that
No.
video. I wish I saved it too. because that would be what I put under.
Yeah,
us
no,
talking.
they're not stronger than.
I seen
they're
that
not
comparison. I
stronger
said, y'all niggas aren't fucking for real with that, bro.
No.
Like Kaido, how niggas overlook him literally carrying an island throws me off.
Yeah.
than-
You have when you deduce any fight from Kaido in Wano, like on the raid on Onigashima, you have to take that into account.
Yeah. That
he was carrying a fucking island the entire time. That's what you have to take into account. So if you want to be honest, nobody fought a fair one against that nigga, bro. Because if they did, they'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Like, even when they fought on the roof, when he fought all the supernovas together, the island was already in the fucking air. He might have killed them niggas if they were on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about, bro? Next fucking topic, man.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna do this one, but then he watched it. Somebody take me. Movie of the year so far. I feel like that's not a. I shouldn't get no pushback on that.
Movie of the year so far. I would have to go back and look at all the movies that came out, but
I ain't giving it to him.
yeah, I was about to.
Movie of the year so far. Movie of the fucking year. You need to watch the Thunderbolts.
You said you ain't giving it to him? What movie is better than that came out this year?
I don't have an answer right now.
Oh.
I'm not giving it to him right
I
now.
got you. Don't worry. Yeah, you need to go watch Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts?
Yes.
Yeah, no, the Thunderbolts.
MCU is back.
Fire.
You said MCU's back.
Yes.
Fire.
Um,
Yeah, no, that movie was fantastic though. Yeah, it was fantastic.
I don't. We can just have a general conversation because I don't have like we had other topics. We have other topics. Sinners. These are the movies that have been released this year. Sinners, Havoc, the Minecraft movie, Warfare, The Accountant 2, Predator Badlands, Snow White, The Thunderbolts, Ash, Companion, Until Dawn, and that's it.
There's definitely been
There's
more
more than
movies,
that.
but
Well, I'm just going off the list until I seen Sinners. Like shit like G20, Mickey 17 I heard was really good. I haven't seen it yet. The Amateur I think is out right now.
I want to see that. I almost said Michael B. Jordan. I want to see that Jonathan Majors movie.
Is that a charger for iPhone? I need that.
I want to see that Magazine Dreams.
Magazine Dreams, I heard.
That's a USB Type C charger though.
Oh.
There should be a white charger over there. That may be a Type C too. There's not a white iPhone charger?
No.
Are you sure? Go to my room, or is EJ up here?
DJ.
Go down there and get. Can you get one for her, please?
She had her headphones on, that's why I said it like that.
Oh,
I was literally doing this charger. Because she had her headphones on.
You all out of the teas, huh?
is there no more in there? Oh, then yeah. Need to go re-up on them Jones. So I need to go re-up on them Jones. Them may be hot.
They are.
Like, damn. Nigga, these topics. I got some heat. Yeah, we can talk about Sinners for a little bit. I would say wait, and then like we can do them with actual topics about the movie, but that would be a week too late. Everything, if you post anything relating to Sinners right now, yeah. Well, that's what you want. Yeah. Gracias.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I left the theater and I didn't know how to feel.
About Sinners?
Yeah.
I won't name names, but somebody we know said it wasn't good.
Who said that?
I'm not gonna say it on the pod. We can talk about it after.
Yeah.
They didn't say it wasn't good. They said it wasn't that good.
Well, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. What was I about to say though? So coming off of Sinners, what's like the first thing that sticks with you? Like being a couple days removed from watching it for y'all, because I've seen it again recently.
The music, for sure.
Yeah, I think the cinematography, the shots was fire.
That nigga Coogler is nice.
The shots was clean.
He's so good.
The shots was clean.
I was
visually, it was just a very well shot movie. Like it just looked good. Like it just.
It's one of those movies. When it comes out on digital or like streaming services, that's gonna have a lot of replay value.
Oh, for sure.
People are gonna watch that
for sure.
A lot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Rewatching it with mom, going to see it again with mom. The fucking scene where I can't even think of the actress's name, but Preacher Boy, the girl he was trying to get at, when she was on stage singing, that song was fire, and she was like hop dancing on the stage, but then it was cutting back and forth between her doing that and that nigga getting packed out for playing with Loaded Die. Oh my gosh, bro, they was packing. If you go back and watch that scene, they was packing that nigga out for like 15 minutes, bro. They cut back to it. Mom was like, he's still in there getting his ass beat. I'm like, damn. I feel like overall, just for different reasons, everybody's favorite singer, what people are saying is the best scene is the music, or when Preacher Boy starts singing, and it goes through the different generations of music and stuff.
Yeah,
I told both of y'all when I went and watched it again, more from a studying standpoint and just trying to like really take stuff in. I literally started crying watching that shit, because not from an emotional standpoint of like it being a black thing and showing our music and how it translates West Coast and rock and roll and our influence and the transition. That in itself already can make you emotional, and it did the first time watching it. But for me, I got emotional from an artistic standpoint, like how niggas will. I'm not like this because I maybe I'm not there yet mentally, or maybe I'll never be there. But with paintings, people can look at paintings and start crying. Yeah. For me, it's this shit. I don't know why, but that to me, the way the music hits, and then when the first guitar dude comes in, and Preacher Boy basically start playing, not necessarily fully back to back, but they start playing, then it starts going, and you know, niggas is from the West Coast. When I see them niggas in them white t-shirts, bro, it's just, that shit was so, it was just beautiful. Yeah. So I cried from an artistic, emotional standpoint. Like, I looked at that shit, I'm like, nigga, that's art.
Yeah.
That's art. That's peak art.
Yeah. It's one I'm gonna have to watch multiple times to really get a nice in-depth feel for it. But yeah, just from initial watching, it was fantastic.
James was telling Corey he can't watch that at home. You gotta go see it before it leaves theaters.
I'm telling you, there's certain movies that you just have to watch in theater, and in that one, I'm actually mad we didn't go see it in IMAX because it was supposedly made for IMAX, but
and they took it out.
Some of them, yeah, you just have to go experience that in theater. You got to experience it in theater.
I was talking to Nahal about the scene where Mary goes back out to talk to the three to get money from them and see if they're cool people. I was talking to him about it too recently, about how the way he shoots it and the way they do the lighting, you can't see their eyes the whole time that she's out there talking to them. And then towards the end, their eyes turn red, and then you can see their eyes. And we said it watching it the first time, because like what Cougar did so fucking great about these vampires, they didn't feel gimmicky. They didn't feel cosplay almost. You know what I mean? Like, you were genuinely not even like fearful of them, like, but you
uneasy.
Yeah.
Uneasy.
Like a real eerie feeling.
Yeah.
He did that so well. When she turns around to walk back into the juke joint and that nigga rises off the ground.
And it just cuts out. It cuts out perfectly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it cuts out perfectly.
And so I told him I peeped game in the beginning, the way Remnick is introduced. When he drops in, I didn't say anything to him, but I made a mental note. I'm like, did this nigga, was he flying?
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Because why would he not? You're not about to. You're not gonna run and jump into the scene. He was flying. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. No. Them niggas can fly. He rose up off that ground, and it was cool too. Like you said, not gimmicky. There was no noise. He just, I said, "Ooh, shit." It's a wrap. Mom was in there. Why would you turn your back to him? I would have walked back into the juke joint like this. Yeah, bro.
Not like that would have helped, but
Nah, hell no. It was three of them. He's cooked.
Yeah, she was done. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching it more. For sure.
That shit was so good, bro. Was anybody a standout character for y'all? Like favorite character?
Michael B. Jordan, to me. I was talking about it when, to me, playing two characters is hard. Mm-hmm. Having them really be different from each other, I think, is also hard. But having it be the subtleties that makes them different makes it cool. And like obviously they had on one, Smoke was blue, Stack was red or whatever, right? Obvious things. But like and this happened throughout the movie, but when they first showed him and Smoke went to check his watch, his hand was shaking, right? Because they had been in war or whatever, and his hand was shaking, and he had to stop his hand from shaking to check his time.
Yeah,
and after that, you see his brother rolling up a cigarette and hands it to him. Fast forward to the end of the movie where he lives all that shit.
Yeah,
he's trying to roll his own cigarette, but he can't because his hands are shaking because he has a certain shit with his hand, and then you really see the pain of him losing his brother. And like,
because that was his right.
That was not necessarily his role, but just like that's something that
it was
a little thing that what I'm saying.
It goes deeper than what we were talking about. We were talking about the fact that Smoke can't roll his own cigarettes. That's the deeper side of it.
Exactly.
Of he needed that nigga to roll his cigarettes.
And so that to me was fire because like that being able to act that subtlety out so intentionally to where like it's noticeable and it's you feel like clearly you're you know what I'm saying. That to me is hard. So that's something I really liked about the movie. Just certain subtleties between his acting performance with each character made it feel like they were actually two different people.
Yes. With twins, it's always hard in movies because it's just difficult to. One, you got to make it past. Is it going to be gimmicky? And I told you that was going to be my biggest thing because in a trailer, although the trailer looked really good, in my mind I'm like, okay, one of these niggas has on red, one of them has on blue. It might be gimmicky. Not at all. He killed that. And
when I found out he wasn't supposed to be a twin,
the fact that it was supposed to be him and Jonathan Majors.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Dang.
Now I don't know if they were going to be twins, but they were going to be brothers.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's one of those situations where it's unfortunate for Jonathan Majors, but fuck, I'm happy for Michael B. Jordan because niggas.
Jonathan Majors would have killed that too.
He would have.
Oh, he would have killed it.
If you haven't seen The Harder They Fall, before you look at us and be like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?" Go watch The Harder They Fall.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors would have killed.
He would have killed that.
He would have.
Them two together, I would have loved that. And we've already seen them act together on screen.
He would have killed it.
Bro, what? You know who else would have killed it? We were talking about this. Who was I talking about this with? Rejoice. One of mom's employees. Originally, obviously, it was Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler. They both from California. He from the Bay. Michael B. Jordan from where, like Santa Ana or Santa Clara, some shit like that, something like that. But Fruitvale Station was Ryan Coogler's first movie, which is fucking insane. When you think about it, Coogler is gonna end up top 5, top 10 type nigga, bro. Fruitvale Station is your come out party.
Yeah.
All the Black Panther films, all the Creed films, and now this. And you just
some real original shit.
And you just changed the game because he kept the rights to the script and all that shit. Like, bro, he on some other shit.
Yeah.
But Michael B. Jordan is involved in all his projects. Loyalty is a thing with him. He that's his 1 and 2. Chadwick had gotten into that spot, and I've been listening to different podcasts and stuff that Coogler has been on, and he was talking about he had a totally different plot for the Black Panther 3 film, and it was going to involve a final fight scene. Either the final fight scene or one of the final fight scenes was going to be him versus Namor on the pyramids, like Aztec pyramids. And he said, there's a story he just revealed on Straw Hat Goofy's podcast. He was saying how he told Chadwick that like a little bit before he died. I guess he gave him the script or whatever. And Chadwick went to the Aztec pyramids and started like training up there. And didn't even tell Ryan Coogler that. Coogler found out from a friend of Chadwick's. He showed him a video after Chadwick had died that he had
That's
went
hard.
there. And
Yeah,
he said he just started crying. He was like, damn.
That's
and so
hard.
he had gotten into that spot. Could you fucking imagine Chadwick Boseman in that movie in Sinners,
Yeah.
bro. Like, oh my god, that shit would have been so cool, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
but they killed it though.
Yeah, Sinners.
they
Sinners
killed it, though.
is
They killed
must see TV. Stay your ass in your seats when them credits roll. Don't go nowhere, nigga.
They killed it.
Yeah. And then, hey, before we leave that too, shout out Haley Steinfeld. She acted her ass off in that
Yeah,
movie.
she was fire.
Oh my
was
gosh.
fire.
It's crazy.
Do you,
Yeah.
do y'all think he's the greatest MC of all time?
Naruto still is to me.
Yes.
We're gonna get
No,
killed. We're gonna get killed.
Yes,
We're
I
gonna
do.
get killed. We're gonna get killed. We're gonna get killed. Please look. Please look. Please look at me. Look. Don't tweak out too hard, please.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they're
This is what I deal with on a daily
They're
basis.
gonna kill us. He's never watched the show though, so he doesn't count.
Yeah, Naruto is.
As niggas who have watched both, Naruto clears. Not the character. He doesn't clear. The show clears.
That's what I deal with.
In y'all most serious moments, y'all still got goofy shit going on. That's why y'all will never be the GOAT. Ever. Fuck it, I said it. Okay?
One Piece do got a lot of goofy shit, but
They do.
In the most serious moments of the show, peak serious, niggas done died, some goofy shit'll happen. Some Looney Tune ass cartoon bullshit'll happen. That's why One Piece.
Relax, nigga.
That nigga, I'm literally en route to get my third big 3 tattoo.
Oh,
so it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not like I don't respect it. It's goated for sure.
and this is off topic, but just to talk about niggas dying, had Kinemon died when he was supposed
Oh,
to,
but-
he would be my favorite character, 100%.
Yeah.
See, but that's the shit I be talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
And I know
Because that moment with that flashbacks and
I already know where niggas are gonna go with that, because like our issue with the whole Kinemon, like, you want to talk about ways you can elevate One Piece, which is, like I said, it's already bare minimum. It got to be in your top 3 if you watch shonen anime. It don't have to be. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna tell you what you have to have.
Yeah.
But like, top 3 is a comfortable place for One Piece to be, no matter who you are. That's where you start putting it in those top 2
Def.
conversations globally.
yeah.
Like for like an
seriously.
unquestionable
That's,
idea.
that's a
Kinemon-
really good way to shape characters.
If he dies right there, that's a beautiful end to that character with
Yeah.
what you said and everything that went on with him, and like how serious he turned when he got to Wano, the 180, the flip of his character. You let him get that death he deserves against Kaido.
Yep.
But no, you have this nigga get back up somehow, and we don't even get it explained to us how the fuck he's still breathing. He just
Yeah,
made
no,
it.
it's because of whenever Law, I think they said whenever Law cut him in half, he never redid it, so it never reattached the shit correctly.
yeah.
So he technically can still pop because he was his bottom half and top half was still split. That's how he got found. No, but that was, and I told you that when I watched it. I'm like, that moment of like him feeling complete, having those flashbacks to stand.
He was happy to die.
and dying the way that he did,
Smooth.
and it
Very
was,
smooth.
and it just didn't.
And you take
didn't
that away
matter.
from that nigga, bro.
It didn't matter. And not only would it have been a beautiful death for him, but like, how does that now shape Momonosuke, who has to lead this country without him?
His
Without
father figure. His father figure.
Exactly what I was about to say. How is he going to lead that? That would reshape his character too.
And I already know the first thing niggas are gonna say. Niggas are gonna come at us for talking about the Kinemon shit and how his death was ruined and how it could have been this, that, and the third. Niggas are gonna come to us talking about y'all are Naruto fans. Pain brought everybody back after he killed everybody. Brother, listen to me. Listen to me. All that story shit y'all be trying to pull with One Piece and how y'all got an excuse for everything. Don't come to me with that pain shit, bro. If you didn't watch, if you didn't listen to the conversation between Naruto and Nagato, it's not like niggas just got brought back for no reason. Goddamn me!
And
Don't
even-
do this.
Even if you want to, even if people want to say that, you look at pre-pain, all the deaths that happened that shaped.
Let a nigga
these
no,
characters.
because now I'm about to get mad. I had this conversation with Cash. Yes, nigga, I'm outing you. Cash had the audacity to tell me, name me an impactful death besides Neji. I said you fucked up.
Besides
with saying,
Neji,
I said you fucked up with going with Neji.
What?
I thought you were gonna say Jiraiya, but for niggas like you said early
Neji.
on, but for niggas like you said early on, that either want to hate on Naruto and try to discredit it like it ain't that, or just try to argue for the arguing sake. Damn Jiraiya, damn Neji. If you watch that show for real, if you watched the narrative and the story for real, come talk to me about Asuma's death, nigga. And then we can have a conversation. You want to talk about impactful fucking deaths. You miss me with that Jiraiya and Neji shit.
Yeah.
I'm tired of niggas doing this, bro. Yeah. Niggas, I get killed for that shit. Every time I say it with One Piece. How are you going to get mad about One Piece not killing people or killing people and bringing them back? But Naruto does the same shit, bro. Technically, if you want to go that route, every anime does that, bro. Cool. But don't come to me about that impactful death shit and all you're going to talk about is Neji. Because it ain't just cash. I've heard that shit and I've seen it on the internet so many times.
Neji is funny. That's a random death.
Like, and it was impactful in the war and like it meant shit, but like niggas always run that route.
It was a very random, unnecessary death that really didn't need to even happen.
It didn't even need to fucking happen.
It was just
so
weird.
Coming to me and saying that Neji's death, like, give me a more impactful death other than Neji. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Come talk to me about Asuma's death. If you watch Naruto for real, if you are an anime watcher, if you love story, we don't even gotta consider Jiraiya. We don't have to consider Neji. Come talk to me about Asuma, nigga. Or another hard death if you fucked with villains and shit when Kisame died.
Or what I was thinking too, just to go the villain route, you take it all the way back to part 1 when Haku and Zabuza died.
Nigga, man, I'm about to. Hey, bro.
and how that shaped
Naruto for the rest of the show.
How that shaped Sasuke. How that shaped Kakashi.
And this is a nigga, bro. This is a nigga in Kakashi who had been through the trenches.
Yeah.
The trenches.
Which we ain't even gonna talk about the deaths that impacted him.
bro, you see what I got tatted on me, nigga?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah. Don't come to me if you go. Hey, look, I'm cool with the smoke. I'm cool with having a debate between Naruto and One Piece on which is the GOAT, which one you feel like is better, even if you don't think they the GOAT.
Or even Itachi's death.
But don't come to me.
What are we talking about?
Don't come to me. Don't come to me.
That is random. That's random.
I'm
Neji's death is random.
I'm perfectly fine with having that conversation. As a nigga who hated One Piece off the fact that what I told him when he tried to get us to watch it.
Niggas don't die, yeah.
And I was deterred from the show. I grew up in a school full of niggas who had never seen Naruto, just like I had never seen One Piece, and would argue and try to say the show is better or Luffy is stronger, but you've never seen the show. I'm mature enough to know I've never watched it, so I can't fucking talk about the show. But now you niggas make me not want to fucking watch it, bro. I don't want to watch it. So it takes my older sibling to say, nah, nigga, trust me, it's peak, watch it. And now I'm just like y'all niggas. I love the show. It's top 3 all time, no question. But don't come to me with a half-assed fucking argument about what show is better, and you want to talk about deaths besides fucking Ace. What are we talking about? Besides Marineford, because I'll add Whitebeard in there too. Yeah. Whitebeard's death was crazy, but we talking impactfulness, right? Okay, cool. Who the fuck knew who Whitebeard was? Whitebeard's death was impactful because it was hard as fuck.
I was about to say, and
because it was clean. It was showing you what a Yonko was, nigga.
Yeah.
On his deathbed.
Yeah.
I got cancer. I'm walking around with an oxygen tank, but y'all got my little nigga. So what's cracking?
So spinning. Yeah.
I'm spinning, and no question.
Yeah.
It wasn't impactful because we knew who the nigga was.
No, I was about to say his death was impactful because of the weight of who he was as a person, not because of who we knew of him.
Bro, what are we talking about?
Him. Yeah, we didn't know of him.
We knew his lore.
Yeah,
we knew who he was, what he was in his prime, this, that, and the third. We had heard talks.
Yeah.
And now we get to see him, and I know my reaction when I saw him. This nigga sick. He pulling up with a fucking oxygen tank against admirals, and the first admiral we had seen was Kizaru. I done watched this nigga break trees in half the size of fucking mountains. What is this nigga's Whitebeard supposed to do? His death was impactful because it showed you what a Yonko was. It showed you what that top tier in the verse was. We didn't know that nigga. It wasn't impactful in that way. We knew Ace. That shit hurt because it was Ace. Who else?
I'm sitting here thinking.
Who else?
I don't know.
And I'm getting the Ace tattoo to finish my sleeve. I love One Piece, but who else? Odin's only impactful because we got his backstory.
Yeah.
So you can throw Odin in there. Yeah. So Odin and Ace.
But even then, Odin to me is harder to argue. Ace is Luffy's brother and died in front of Luffy. Odin died in a time where the people that we're following, they have no ties to him.
Odin's death was impactful once you got to the end of Wano and saw what he meant to everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But it still
Right.
it still didn't mean anything to Luffy and them.
Right.
It didn't mean anything
The
to
main
the
cast
it didn't
or-
mean
or-
anything to the main storyline that we were following
No.
of these
Right.
group of people.
No,
but
but-
yes, it meant something to Wano in the country. Yeah,
What-
for sure.
What did we walk away from Wano with?
Right.
Yeah.
Nika,
Yes.
Zoro.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't walk away from Wano saying, "Damn, this nigga Odin's dead."
No.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
No.
Please don't get on the internet and lie, bro.
When it happens and we're watching it, crazy.
You're like, fuck.
But-
especially because he could have beat Kaido.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so in that way, you're like, fuck,
Yeah.
you could have had Kaido up out of
But
here.
afterwards, no.
There's nobody that comes out of Wano and says, "Damn, Odin's dead."
Yeah.
You come out of Wano thinking this nigga Momonosuke turned up and he about to lead this country.
Yeah.
In his father's name.
Yeah.
You don't come out of Wano saying,
Now,
damn.
if you tie it to somebody that we are aligned with,
Kimo.
say Sanji died, somebody who's directly tied with it, we would still be feeling that now.
Yes.
We would be feeling that now.
You still feel Ace's death now.
Exactly.
You
Like,
still feel it now
we
when,
would feel that now.
when certain shit happens and it reminds Luffy of Ace.
Yeah.
Or like when even now, not right now, but recently, anytime he runs into anybody who knows who Ace is, this nigga has a pause. And he thinks about it. Because that shit fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Don't come to me talking about that. Naruto got shaped by Haku and Zabuza dying.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga Zabuza this nigga's the most feared assassin, bro. What was this nigga's name? His nickname? Fuck, I can't think of his
I
nickname.
know what you're talking about.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever his nickname was.
Yeah.
I can't think about it because I'm so fucking hot right now.
But he got it for killing niggas.
Bro.
Got it for killing niggas.
And
Yeah.
Neji
is so funny. That's funny.
and he breaks down into tears from a fucking 12-year-old. And this is a nigga who done been through the trenches, been through wars, been through big battles with Kages and shit.
Yeah.
And he told this nigga, your words cut deeper than any blade, kid. And he discards the mission and goes and kamikazes with a fucking knife in his mouth. Because Naruto, a fucking 12-year-old, done put a battery in this nigga back. For a nigga that they just got done killing. Kakashi stretched Haku, bro. He stretched that nigga. He was gonna stretch Zabuza. Zabuza should have died.
Yeah.
But Haku jumps in the way.
Yep.
This is a nigga we just stretched, bro. Gone. We just offed him. But he meant something to me after finding out everything he had been through.
Yep.
And you gonna sit here and try to tell me the little nigga that you groomed and the little nigga that you raised to be your hitman, he didn't mean shit to you?
Yep.
Fuck out of here. On my mama he did. Stop fucking lying to me, bro. We gonna kill you too, but admit that shit. A big homie, he charging up another Raikiri, bro. That's your ass. Bro, if you think we letting you leave, we not. But I want to, same thing with Luffy, bro. I want to hear you say it. We gonna kill you, but before you die, tell me Haku meant something to you. And he couldn't even lie to that nigga. He just sat there and cried.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? I don't even got smoke with y'all no more. Let me see that kunai. I'm finna go stretch these niggas.
Yep.
And died in the cleanest way possible.
Yep.
That's the first arc of the fucking show.
Yes.
But niggas want to come to me and talk about impactful deaths. That's Naruto's the wrong
Yeah,
show to try that
that's
shit
what
with.
I'm saying. Because
Please.
yes, like you said, people in Naruto have gotten brought back for sure.
Yes.
Obviously, Kakashi died, got brought back, but even first of all, even with the people who do get brought back, those deaths still have crazy impact. But the ones that don't is crazy.
And that's the
It's
thing.
crazy.
And that's the thing. I love the point. I love where you went because you didn't put this battery in my back now, nigga. You said the impactfulness is when the death happens and then the person that it impacts, they walk with it the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's why I said we won't get for him to watch it. We won't get into it. But Kakashi's fucking backstory, bro.
Yeah.
And to that, like, he was already my favorite character. But the reason I went and got this nigga tatted on me was after watching his backstory. I'm like, fuck. What are we doing?
Which ties into the best fight of the show.
Nigga! Like, but you want to have this conversation about impactful death. Don't come to me talking about One Piece. Don't do it.
Yeah.
The show is, in terms of world building, I can't give you a show better than One Piece.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's great. It's great for a lot of things, but that is a pitfall.
In terms of overall characters, I can't give you a show better than One Piece. Character, not necessarily development, but like seeing characters as the show goes on. I can't give you a better show than One Piece. I can't. Power for power, some even though we don't like some of them, I can't give you a better show than One Piece. The way these powers is, devil
Weird,
fruits and
sort
shit
of
like that.
quirky type shit.
You got niggas that don't have devil fruits. That's the coldest niggas in the show. I can't give you a better show than One Piece. Yeah. But the seriousness and the tone of the show matters.
Yeah.
Kinmon is damn near the best example of that shit, bro. You have a nigga who arguably on some Jaime Lannister shit could have been the best story in the show. But then you ruin it. You ruin it. And I say that, and your response is, what impactful deaths are in Naruto? If a nigga, I'll slap the shit out you. Not really. But nigga, like, what are we talking about? First arc of the show. Yeah. Zabu's on Haku. And that shit walked with that nigga the rest of his life. So much so to when they reanimated them in the war, they seen them niggas in froze. They was like, whoa.
Yep.
And then this nigga Zabu's ass reanimation said, how's my little nigga? Come on, bro. So a better question is, why is Avatar The Last Airbender as great as it is?
Because it's not like a cartoon. At all.
But it is in some aspects. More so in the beginning.
But it's similar to an anime. It has like the tone level of an anime, the stakes of an anime, the character development of an anime, the writing of an like it has all these things, but it's just an Americanized version of it. Yep. And so it's labeled a cartoon.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
It's labeled as a cartoon. It has a lot of serious sort of tropes and themes that align with like high quality writing for like real drama, intense, heavy sort of stuff that really aligns with anime. So I think that's why it's always been looked at in a different light. But that's why I think it's held to such a higher regard, because it is a high quality sort of animation show.
For you, why is Avatar as great as it is?
Because it was an original, first of its time. It brought a different element of cartoons to us. I think that came out.
Probably like 2006, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
2006, 2007.
And so
something like that.
First of its kind, it's an original and Americanized anime, like you said. I'm telling you, took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Story writing is just crazy.
Yeah.
The Prince Zuko's character development is probably it's just top tier.
Yeah. His character development, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna let you go. Zuko's character development, when you talk about fiction in general, because a lot of niggas like to say Anakin Skywalker is the best character development ever, which I'm not gonna argue against. Revenge of the Sith is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen, sci-fi wise. So I get it. Prince Zuko's up there. And we've had this conversation with other people before. Go rewatch Avatar as an adult. Before you have an opinion on it, story wise and shit like that, because then you won't look at it as a cartoon anymore.
Yeah.
Zuko's character development for me is up there with niggas like Jaime Lannister. It's up there with niggas like Anakin Skywalker. Bro. But go ahead. I love Zuko so much, bro.
Yeah, and then the MC is this kind of.
You can almost compare him to Luffy.
That's what I was going to say. But the tones.
Or Momonosuke, to me.
But the tones.
Momonosuke, in the sense of he had the burden of...
And that he didn't want.
Of this thing that he didn't want. He was a kid. And he had to grow into that.
I feel that.
Because goddamn, it took that nigga forever to... bro, it got to a point. I'm like, nigga, come on, please.
Yeah.
We need you. Like,
I understand that's why that speech caught me so off guard.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to fold.
Yeah.
But the MCs are so comparable, or the tones, I'll say, and Avatar still levels it up by having that eerie, that dark. There's still a lot of those serious moments, and it's like he the only one that's happy-go-lucky. Everybody else in there is like
been through it.
Yeah. But meanwhile, he done probably been through the most pain in all of them, because unlike everybody else,
He ain't
he
got
the
it.
only person that don't have nobody.
Right, I was about to say, don't
all
got
his
nobody,
people
don't
are
got nobody.
gone.
Yeah.
Like those,
Gone.
those were his people.
And he feels
Yes.
and he feels selfish in a way and down on himself because why did I have to survive? Why was I frozen in time? Why was I the last one to?
After,
You know what I mean?
it's almost like it's so crazy how it plays because you get this all world responsibility to be the guidance and the connector of the 4 tribes and the spirit world and all
Yeah.
of this, and you run because you don't want it, which typical, not in a bad way, but typical. It's you because you didn't want it. Now obviously it's given to him at birth, but those type of people are the ones that always get those powers.
Yeah.
Jon Snow type shit.
Yeah.
He has that where he doesn't even want it, so he leaves because he's mad at them and he don't want it. But then he leaves, and then you come back and everybody dead. And you now on the flip of what you were originally thinking, I don't want it, I don't give a fuck. I should have been there.
I should have been there. Because if I would have just accepted my role, this wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened. And you got to deal with that as a 12-year-old. Like
Exactly.
that's fucking insane.
Exactly. Yep.
Insane.
And so for them to bring that level of writing, that level of just storytelling to a cartoon when it came out, you know. But yeah, that's my answer. Long story short, yeah,
for me,
It hasn't been duplicated since. I
No.
don't think there's ever been a cartoon
Fuck
since then
no.
that's been on that level.
no.
There's obviously been more, avatars or whatever, but
Yeah.
not a separate cartoon with that level of writing.
Yeah.
No. Because Korra was good, but it didn't have that type of writing.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Please, bro. Yes, Korra was good. I'll say it again. Legend of Korra was good. Was it better than Avatar? Okay,
No.
bro. Fucking relax. I didn't say that. I just said it was good, bro. That's it. Korra would put that nigga in the body bag though, but that's a different discussion for a different day. I think it's so good, and I don't know if I told you, but I know I told him. I do the same thing with Avatar that we do it like Harry Potter or something like that. I watch it once every year, just to keep the greatness, and because it's short, it's something I can do. And what I noticed the last 2 times watching it, and I have gotten the same reaction both times. To me, the reason Avatar is so good, amongst everything that y'all just said, it's one of the only shows to have a perfect ending.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And when the music starts playing and it goes from him and Katara about to kiss and then it goes up to the sky, I tear up every time.
Yeah.
Every time, bro.
Yep.
Perfect ending. Goated ending. It didn't feel like shit didn't get finished. It didn't feel like there was more. No. You were fine. Of course, everybody would have wanted an older version of them, but no one was pressed for it because they ended it so well.
Yeah. 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 It was tied up perfectly.
As much as niggas complained, my bad. As much as niggas complained about how long it took to get to the fight with the Fire Nation, and then the fact that it was only 1 season, and this, that, and the third, there was no complaints at the end though.
No.
With how it ended and the way it went.
Yeah.
And his whole inner battle with himself dealing with the fact that he don't even want to kill this nigga.
Yep. And that's exactly what I was about to say. I think the fact that it stuck true to who he was as a person,
And it didn't change him.
I think it's fire. I think that's fire.
Every time that music goes and the camera goes up, I'm like, fuck, bro. This is peak.
Yeah.
Literally peak. Before I ask the 1v1 question, what cartoon do you think is better than Avatar?
Codename Kid Next Door.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's the greatest cartoon ever.
No, it's not.
100%.
Teen Titans is better than Codename Kid Next Door. The OG Teen Titans?
No.
You out your ass.
I saw a take the other day. It was talking about how this nigga number 1 had cancer. Whole time this nigga had cancer, man. I said, you have to be on the internet just coming up.
Bro!
With shit, man.
Bro! So sitting here talking about Avatar.
Just before we get into that, you know what show has crazy theories like that? Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Really?
Supposedly Ed, Ed and Eddie is like a really dark show. Like
I've
people
seen
talk
shit
about
like
shit
that.
about it.
People
But
talk
it's
about
always
how like
shows like that are like real weird.
yeah
that have
they
hella
talk about like
theories,
how dark and like crazy that show really is.
I've seen theories about that of what is that show with the bird and the raccoon?
The regular show.
Regular show. I've seen theories about shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet Ed and Eddie is
Maybe.
wild.
Maybe. I've seen some wild shit that people say about it. Yeah, it's crazy.
So since we were on the Avatar wave, the 1v1s come from Avatar today. And so before we even get into, I got two. Before we even get into them, who do y'all think is at the end of the show, besides Aang, who's the strongest bender in Avatar?
In Avatar?
In Avatar.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Who pound for pound strongest bender minus Aang that you saw? Head up. And no, the firebenders on the day of the comet do not count.
No,
Of course.
of course.
Them niggas all in their natural states, not fucking amplified by an exploding sun. I mean, shout out my nigga Century.
Low key, I think Azula low key.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Low key, I don't know.
I was gonna go with Toph.
Okay.
Talk too,
okay,
yeah, talk
okay.
too. I don't know.
Where you have Azula? I feel like she top 5, no question. But I want to know where you got her.
She could be top 5. That's fair. I've never thought about this list.
I know.
I was about to say I don't think I have a list either.
I like the fact that y'all said that. Toph versus Azula.
I think I would take Azula.
Over Toph?
I think so.
Boy, you out your ass.
Fucking-
On my grandma. On my grandma.
I think
No.
I'll take
On
Azula.
Granny Grave, you tweaking.
I think
No.
I'll take
That's literally one of the two I have on here. Toph versus
Oh,
Azula.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all said that. You're fucking out of your mind if you think Azula's boxing with Toph.
What?
What?
What are you talking about?
She's
Wait.
too
Wait.
grounded. She's too grounded. No pun intended.
Gang. Back in the stew.
No.
Your ass off of perk 30 bean.
No.
Unless she just flying the whole fight, I don't see her.
I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters.
Which nah. Toph versus Azula.
Yeah.
You got Azula.
Yes.
Based on what grounds?
First of all, she has blue flame.
Okay.
Oh, fucking K?
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, fucking K! It's the hottest fire ever. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Is it not?
It is.
Why are we-
It's but Earth is fire's like natural.
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. It's grounded.
That-
It's
which is
not
why.
even-
Which
Cool.
is
She
not
also
even-
has lightning.
okay. She do. I'm hearing it.
No,
I'm hearing it.
I think you paired together her just raw firepower with her just natural bloodlust. I don't. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. I'm not saying that she's not gonna wipe Toph, but
I think Toph.
I think she'll beat Toph.
I think when the Avatar ends, and like I said, when Aang and Katara are about to kiss, and the camera goes up and it says "The End" in black letters, I come out of that show consistently thinking Toph is the most unfuckwittable person in that show.
I think her ability, because obviously she's an earthbender, but the way she earthbends is different. Clearly,
She counterfighter.
Yeah,
On
clearly.
some whole other shit.
Yes.
but I think other than that, something that I think it works against her
Bless you.
is she doesn't have the certain level of prowess that I would say you need to really be like a head hunting go getter 1v1, like it's me versus you type of shit. I think her ability is good enough.
I seen her move the ground under a nigga's feet that she was fighting and make that nigga slip. Like she was on some other shit.
Right, but she has never fought somebody on Azula's level, in my opinion. And I think dealing with that constant bloodlust and that constant prowess and
low-key.
attack that she has,
Low key, I might have to switch. And you want to know why? When they went on the day of the Black Sun, on the day, what is it called though? The eclipse.
so it's common. Yeah.
No, the eclipse, not the comet.
Oh yeah.
On the day of the
yeah.
eclipse, and then they went and they stormed into the thing. She was with them when Azula was running around without her bending, and they couldn't catch her.
Yeah.
And I forgot how, because they did end up catching her somehow, but it took like everything that these niggas had, and they were they were using their bending to try to get her, and she was just skating.
Yeah.
Her with her bending low.
I think her level of fighting is on a different level than Toph's.
You know what?
Toph's ability may be a little more broken. Her ability to feel everything and to predict.
But you think just the bloodlust gets that dub?
When I look at fights, that's what I look at.
Bro, you know what? You remember what happened when it was early on when she went to go check on Zuko. It wasn't early. She went to go check on Zuko, and he like just reacted and threw like fire at her, burned her feet.
Yeah.
I'll say you might have a good argument. Because
No,
she get
that's
her feet
different.
burned
That's
in a
different.
fight.
That's different.
You can't see. Now you can't.
She went.
You already blind.
Bro, she went with her guard down to go
that.
look
I
for
get
the.
that.
No,
But we're talking
I'm not
about
using
she
that.
She got that more
No.
time. She
No.
And too, I think too, if you talk about earth bending being a natural sort of counter to that, from what we've seen in the show, the only thing that can really blow through some earth bending is fire. Is firepower.
Well, I mean, I would agree, but Aang was the only airbender, so we don't really know.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You know what I mean?
I'll give you that.
And Katara got to the point where it didn't matter who the fuck was in front of her, earthbender or not. She was blowing through that shit. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm taking AZULA though. I'm taking
fair.
AZULA.
Okay.
That's fair.
And the last thing I'll say about that, low key, I knew AZULA was different, so you might have it when she went and she pulled up on these niggas in the Southern Air Temple or the Northern, whichever one.
Yeah, when she fought them by herself.
By herself, and then she chased after this nigga Zuko, and they fell off the cliff, or Zuko hit her off the blimp or some shit like that.
Oh,
And she blew herself to the mountain, and then took her hair thing and nigga.
Yeah.
She might got it, low key.
That's it's levels.
Okay,
to, I
okay,
think fighting.
okay.
And I think it's a little different.
Okay, cool. Watch this. So where is Zuko? Because the age old argument of the only reason he was able to box with her was because she was mentally unstable.
Yeah, plot.
You don't think Zuko had gotten to the point where he could box with her if she was fine?
Had gotten to a point, yes. To beat her, no.
I wholeheartedly think that nigga would have redirected that lightning, bro. He hit the fucking Yao Ming. He hit what's his name? What is his name?
Iroh,
Bro, he hit the
bro.
fucking Iroh.
Iroh,
The
bro.
exhale. He was catching that shit and sending it to space.
But look, to make it fair, because you can't just say, oh, if she was in her right mind. You also have to take away the fact that Katara was there.
She used Katara.
And in a sense, he was fighting to protect her in a way. Yeah. If you just say...
No, don't do that.
What do you mean?
The Agni Kai started off just them one-on-one, had nothing to do with Katara. Zuko got the upper hand, then she shot that shit at Katara.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You just eliminate any factor that can go into that except for them two. If it was both of them at that point in time, no comment.
My nigga just trained with the last dragon, literally. Coming off training with Aang. I don't know.
He would have had enough firepower to fight her. Obviously, I mean, he could have fought her before, but
the blue flame, you got it. But
it's just a little different. She a little different.
The blue flame, you got it, and her combos was nicer than anybody's.
Oh yeah, a little different. Yes, her fighting is different.
Yes. Yes, I'm not taking that away. But what I'm saying is, her key over that nigga, even though he had trained with the dragons and shit, was the lightning. She had no idea he could redirect.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, when he hit that pose, she was like, a little concerned.
Yeah.
So had she shot that shit at him, you could say she's mentally stable. Make it just a pure one-on-one.
Yeah. Had
she shot that shit at him and he redirected it, I don't know if she's good after that. I think now she like, what the fuck is going on?
I think it would just been different. I think she would have fought way more close quarters then. At that point,
Zuko got her close quarters.
Oh, no.
He was fighting with swords for a whole fucking arc.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
That nigga didn't have a sword in his hand.
No, but his dexterity is higher, though.
Oh, no.
She could fucking break dance and some more shit, but nah, that nigga had them hoes.
You talking about somebody who was training with the girl who shut down your shit. You don't think she can go hand in hand with her?
No, with what's her name?
Ty
Lee.
Ty Lee?
Ty Lee shut her down at the Boiling Rock. So no,
yeah, that's
Ty Lee
true.
put her
That's
stupid
true.
ass down.
That's different though, because
How?
Because they weren't fighting.
They weren't technically fighting.
She didn't know that she was gonna do that.
She
She
didn't know
thought
that
she
she
was
was
still in line with her,
She didn't know that she was gonna do that.
and she just did that shit on a whim.
all right.
They
All right.
Yeah, she was surprised. She was surprised and upset that it happened.
Hey, you know what's crazy too? I understand like Ty Lee because she could shut down El Benin, and up until that point, she was really the only person that could do that. Azula, really scary. Prodigy, Blue Flame, shooting lightning at niggas. Mei
Lee, I think.
Mei Lee was never
Mei
a fucking
something.
threat ever. Realistically,
She was just
how
part-
were
she
niggas
was-
scared of her?
She was just a part of the crew, I guess.
But people were scared of her. How?
Bro, I don't know.
No bending, can't shut down chakra points. I just throw knives. You niggas are dodging fire and shit, bro. Y'all can't dodge knives.
I don't know.
What? There's no way, bro. There's no way, bro.